believe that technology is going to be a fundamental enabler to bring safety and efficiency to the levels that this industry deserves. In comparison with other industries, we know we have lots of catch-up to do. But there are a number of technological trends out there that we can leverage and apply to the mining industry. I'll just mention a few. First of all, the Internet of Things. Second, big data. Third, the immersive visualization techniques that are available today. And the fact that everything will hopefully also be delivered through digital platforms, a concept in which we fundamentally believe in, having seen it in practice in other industries. But for the mining sector, it's best that we have an expert from the field to comment on those trends and maybe further qualify my statements. Clem,
it's really just one thing, which is that, yes, automation takes place underground to try and remove workers from the face, so there are less accidents. And that's the most obvious thing about new technologies, is to try and create a safe mining zone. But the other real point about technology is it can make people smarter in their decisions underground, by allowing them to play scenarios before they actually do the work. And that's, for me, one of the most exciting things still to come, that we can do a whole round of possibilities and then choose what the best option is before you actually get into the working place and mine itself. And that's where this whole sort of Internet of Things comes in, and particularly on the marketing side, there are a whole bunch of clients out there who one can probably access these days, who one would never have heard of maybe 50 years ago because of these smarter technologies.
I think we share the same belief that the digital world really extends and improves the physical real world. And in order to make that happen in the mining sector, what do you see as the fundamental challenges we need to overcome? In other words, have we reached now a moment in the trajectory of this industry where there's a burning platform? There's really need to inject those new technologies, digitally enabled, into the sector to get the steps change in terms of safety and efficiency?
Yeah, I think that you've put your finger on the real issue to get across to mining people now, is that the world has changed. It was a fantastic activity, relatively easy to perform in the last century. We had the super boom with China, and then around about 2012 the game changed, and it's much more complex, it's much tougher, and therefore one's got to get across to all people just how much that game has changed. And then of course the second thing you've got to get across to them is that one of the keys to the new game is just to be much smarter in one's approach, and therefore it was voluntary to use smarter technology maybe 5 years ago. It's a necessity now.
So technology is one thing, and it is often said that we have to assemble a triptych made of technology, as we just said, people and process. What in your mind is the most challenging obstacle in front of us to conduct change management across those three spheres for what pertains to the mining sector?
Well, it's the integration of the three. That, I remember when I was really involved in the mining industry, computers were parked there. You had process engineers there, and you had management there. The absolute challenge now is to get them all three into one person's head.
And for that we need innovation, for sure. And it's Dassault Systèmes' proposal to this industry that with the platform approach we can indeed bring those three spheres together. The technology as the foundation, but technology will always be at the service of people. And those people, we want to basically leverage their brain power to apply it to processes. So that's our value proposition for the mining sector. And we value your contribution to today's session, Clem. Thank you again.
Thank you very much.